His presence is usually guaranteed to attract attention. Nigel Farage is no stranger to the Kent coast, having stood for election in South Thanet in 2015. But as his party Reform UK comes to Dover, the former leader is only playing a supporting role, saying the election announcement took him by surprise, so he's not ready to stand himself. He says he'll be more use campaigning across the country. You've said you want a cohort of MPs after the election. How many MPs in the South East and where in the South East? Here in Dover?
If I knew the answer to that, I'd leave this interview.
You must have some targets.
And I would go straight to the bookmakers. And remember, I've been honorary president of Reform. I've not been the leader of it. I've not been running it. So I can't answer all of those questions.
Where do you think you can win?
I don't know.
Can you win any seats in Kent?
Yes, we've done it before. I say parties I've been involved with have done it before.
Time?
I don't see why not. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Dover.
The main issue Reform UK, formerly the Brexit Party, was here to talk about was immigration, with more than 10,000 small boat crossings so far this year.
You might as well put a big sign on the White Cliffs of Dover saying everyone welcome, because we'd stopped deporting people who'd arrived in our country illegally.
His party's policies are to renegotiate the deal with the French to stop the crossings and turn boats around in the Channel, something that's been criticised for being unsafe. Your deputy leader said people should be taken out of dinghies in the middle of the Channel and taken back to France, even if lives are lost. Is that the party's policy?
Well, stopping lives being lost means stopping boats coming at all.
But are you happy to accept some lives would be lost in the Channel as that deterrent?
Look, lives are going to be lost. If we allow this to continue, many lives will be lost.
But as a result of that policy?
Yeah, it's a policy that I hope doesn't have to be implemented. But if it has to be, it has to be.
That means more lives being lost.
No, more lives will be lost if we let this continue.
In the town, immigration comes up when you speak to people, but so too do other issues.
Just cost of living, what's happening on the Channel, trying to get a doctor's appointment.
Well, I'm a nurse and I've been working in NHS for over 30 years, and sometimes it's been brilliant, sometimes it hasn't, so I have to look at the best candidate who's going to help the NHS and also for schools, and there's something really lacking at the moment.
We've got immigration going on, which is obviously going on all the time, and stuff like that, but I don't think immigration is the main problem. I think there's other problems that are hidden by us all moaning about immigration.
Over the coming weeks, parties of all colours will set out how they plan to tackle these challenges. And with Dover at the centre of what looks like one of the key election issues, this won't be the last the town's seen of high-profile politicians.
Let's talk to Charlotte, who joins us now. And Charlotte, Nigel Farage insists there's no difference between the Conservatives or Labour on immigration. Perhaps you could just give us a quick reminder of where the parties stand on the issue.
Well, we are still waiting for the manifestos to be published. We're expecting them in the coming weeks, but we do have a pretty good idea of where the main parties stand on this. So the Conservatives say their plan to send small boat arrivals to Rwanda would be a deterrent. Labour say they'd set up a special command unit to try to tackle the gangs that facilitate the smuggling. The Lib Dems say that they would create more safe and legal ways to claim asylum in this country. And the Greens say they want to see a world without borders and that they would create a system that sees all migrants as citizens in waiting. We'll get a lot more detail about these policies and others, of course, before voters are asked to have their say on July the 4th.
Charlotte in Dover, thank you.